Good morning and welcome to the replay. I will be with you in just a second. If you are joining me live, be sure to say hello, hello, and good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is Susan Tapley with Chalk Couture. I am an independent designer from Massachusetts, and every morning I try to come here live to show you some great techniques and ideas for home decor and actually fashion too for your home and your family. So welcome, and I'm glad to see that you're joining me. Good morning, Leslie. Welcome, welcome. So today I have a really fun project. I'm going to try a couple of things that are a little bit different that I haven't tried before, and hopefully you will enjoy. Hopefully it'll come out right too, right? So, how you doing, Leslie? If you're just hopping in, be sure to say hello and hit that SHARE button so we can share the love of Chalk Couture with your friends and family, and to help me build my audience. The best compliment that you can give me is sharing me with your friends and family. So thank you for doing that. Well, I'm going to get started in just a second. Let me get my cameras ready. Do this. Get my head going. Okay, move that over there. And here we go. So not only can you see my face, you can also see my hands to see exactly what I'm doing. How are you, Leslie? Glad to see you. So today I'm going to be working with a surface that I have not used before. This is a Chalk Couture surface. It's called a reclaimed diagonal palette, and it is a wood surface, and there are different pieces of sanded palette board. It is pretty smooth, but the really cool thing about this project is that we're going to design on this side, but when you want to change out your decor for different seasons, you can flip it over and you can use the back side too. So I really love that this, I love that this looks like it's framed in, adds a little bit of dimension too. But for today, we're going to be using this side of the palette. Good morning, Jan. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for coming. So because this is all gray, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how you can use chalk paste almost as a stain for your projects. So I'm going to show you the transfer that we will be using first. This is called Hope Anchors the Soul, and I really like this because it's nautical. I also like the message that it conveys, but I'm going to be doing this in 3D, so I think you're going to like seeing what I have to show you with this. But I'm going to work on the surface first. So the colors that I'm going to be using today are bright white. I'm going to be using Morning Sky, and I'm going to be using Liberty. Now, Morning Sky and Bright White are still available. Liberty is not. However, there is a comparable color available, and it's called Blue Jay. It's very, very much the same. So, good morning, Corinne. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. So, without further ado, I have stirred these chalk paste up. If you are a first-time viewer, please know that this is not paint at all. It is a creamy form of chalk. It goes on wet. Dries hard in a matter of minutes, and it is water soluble. So if you're using this on a non-porous surface such as chalkboards, metal, window, and glass, you can wash it right off with water. Today we are using a porous surface. Wood is porous. It will suck some of the moisture and the pigments into the wood, so you will not be able to wash this off and have it look beautiful again. So if it's a design that you want to change ever, I would sand it down and just repaint the palette. So it definitely is versatile. So because this is all gray and I'm trying to get kind of a nautical look, I'm going to leave the gray like it is, but I'm going to take some of the other colors such as the white and the Morning Sky, and I'm going to use a baby wipe. Baby wipe, something I have not needed in my house for a long, long time. So I'm just going to take my baby wipe and, I don't know how I got blue on there already, but I did. Just dab it lightly into my chalk paste. I'm wiping most of it right off on the side of the jar. Make sure that you can see this. And I'm going to start up at the front corner. And because I can see exactly where the boards are, it's kind of easy to know where you want to spread it. And I'm just lightly applying this. I don't want it to be like stripes. I just want kind of a subtle difference in the colors. And if it's a little bit heavier in some parts and lighter in others, that's okay too. That's kind of the look I'm going for. So I'm trying to see if you can see what I see here. Go a little bit heavier with that white. I want it to look a little bit like it's been weathered and been out in the sun and have that nautical look, sort of. So there's one. I'm gonna do white, gray, blue. So this one will be white again here. Let's get that going. How did I get chalk paste on here? I did stir this up before I came live this morning, and if you haven't used chalk paste before, you know you want to have it kind of the consistency of cake batter. So if your chalk feels a little heavier than that, more like a brownie batter, you just add a little bit of distilled water and stir it, stir it, and stir it till it's the right consistency that you want it to be. How's it look so far? Can you see the difference? I'm not trying to have like a screaming stripes here, but just a light, subtle difference. I could have just used it gray. Yeah, absolutely, but not how I roll. I have it a little different. What do you think so far? All right. This is going to be one of those 3D projects today, so I think you'll like it. Those are always fun to do. Okay. That looks pretty good. Does it look like a boardwalk? That's kind of what I was shooting for. So then I'll have white, I'll have gray, and then I'll have blue, another white down here. So one more section of white, and then we'll work the blues. What a nice day we're having today, huh, you guys? Not a cloud in the sky. It's been gorgeous where I live here in Massachusetts. Okay. Hi, Robin. Oh, you got your mask. You just got it? Oh my goodness. Oh, you were camping. So was I. I was camping last week. And I did try to go live a few times. I don't know how successful I was, but the Wi-Fi there is pretty spotty. And I think because there's so many people at our campground that use the Wi-Fi, that it sucks up a lot of the bandwidth. So, all right, I think I've got the white pretty good. Oops, I got some right there. That's okay though, right? And now I'm going to go in with the blue. And we're going to dry it all up and see how it looks. Robin, I'm sorry that we even have to wear those masks, but it is what it is, right? At least you got a cute one. At least you got a cute one. Okay, so I was going to do white, blue, gray, right? Guess it doesn't really matter. All right, let's go in with some of this blue. It looks a lot like the color that it already is. So I'm going to go a little heavier. I'm not going to do the sides just in case I use it for like Christmas or something on the back side later, because that would look weird, right? Can you guys see the differences in the shades? Okay, I'll go another one here. Guess you've never probably stained with chalk paste before, huh? Okay. Just one more way that you can use chalk. All right, this looks pretty cool. It might look different in my camera, and because of my bad lighting, I might ask for some new lights for my birthday, which is coming up next month. I'm going to be 25. How's that? Not. N-O-T. All right. What do you think, guys? I think it's going to come out really cool. So I'm going to stop there and hit this with my heat tool for a second. Dry that up, and then we will proceed. Proceed. All right. Shouldn't take long. It's a pretty thin coat of chalk paste. So you guys, if you are ever in my website and you see a transfer and you're like, what the heck could I do with that? And you want me to do a demo, let me know what it is and I can make that happen. Getting there. This really looks pretty cool. All right, I think that's good. Yep, it's really good. Thank you. Is that Londa? Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you were just dropping in, please say hello. Let me know if you are a first-time visitor, and let me know where you're from. Love to see how far and wide my videos go. All right, so I'm going to fuzz this very large transfer. It's actually not that large. It's 12 by 18, I believe. And I always save the packaging that it comes in because after I use the transfer, I'm going to wash it in lukewarm water only. Dry it sticky side up, then you return it to the carrier sheet and stick it back in the envelope for it so you can keep it safe. Thanks. There we go. All right. Let me grab my marker. And as always, I write on the back. I'm just going to write Hope on the back of this one. And my initials, of course, as always. And the reason that I write on the back is so that I remember not to return the transfer to the wrong side of the carrier sheet. The side that I wrote on is very matte, kind of a matte finish, and the side that you want to reattach it to is very glossy. So the transfers, again, they're reusable, but they're very, very sticky on the back side. So you want to make sure that you attach your transfer to the slick side of the sheet. If you happen to stick it to the wrong side, the side that you wrote on, it can be really difficult to get off. So I always recommend that you write on the back, which is a reminder not to use that side. So I'm also going to fuzz this. And fuzzing, what that does is it kind of softens the stickiness that's on the back side. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. And helps the adhesive not stick too hard to your surface. And if you're doing layering, and I'm kind of doing layering today on this board that I just chalked, it also helps it from pulling up the chalk that's underneath when you pull the transfer up. That makes sense? Thanks, Leslie. Yeah, Robin. Everything's an experiment when I do it. And I love trying new things. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay because I can usually show you guys how to fix it instead of just being embarrassed about it, right? All right, so that has been fuzzed. I did use a Chalk Couture fuzzing towel. And I use this every day. You'll see me use this every day. I fuzz my transfers on it, and then after my live is over, I'll go in my kitchen, wash my transfer, and then put it sticky side up on the towel so that I can dry it. So I use it every day. Every day. So, good morning. And thank you for sprinkling this video. So this shouldn't be too hard to find the center of because the transfer is exactly the same size as the surface. So just line it up down bottom. And I should be able to get it perfectly lined up. Yes, it did. All right. So right now I'm only going to be chalking the words. So hope, anchors the soul. I'm not going to worry about this because as I said a few minutes ago, we're going to do a little bit of 3D stuff with that. I'm excited to do it too. All right, so there are some seams in the wood that are not perfectly flat. So I'm going to be really aware of chalking there to make sure that I can get it as tightly as I can to the surfaces. I'm actually pushing it in where the seams. Can you see that line there? It could have a little bit of a bleed, but it's usually something that I can fix later on, so I'm not worried too much about it. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Liberty. And again, this is not a current color, but we have something very, very similar. And again, it is called Blue Jay. Blue Jay. So this chalk has been stirred. I didn't want to sit around stirring with you all morning, so I have stirred this up, and I'm going to take my small squeegee and scoop up a good portion of that blue and spread it all over the design. When you are first learning how to chalk, it's okay to leave it a little bit thicker than I might now, because I've done this so many times that I kind of have an idea of how quickly it dries, because you want to be able to remove the transfer before the chalk dries on the surface. So let me get this all covered up. I'm going to leave it a little thicker so you can see how much you can put on there and scrape all the excess off. There's very, very little waste because it all goes right back in the jar when you're done. All right, almost done. Hi Nancy, good morning. You guys are so funny. I posted something last night about fingernails and what shape and how long you like yours, and we didn't have any of the coffin nail people respond yet, but most people are pretty conservative with their nails. Mine have not been done in months. It's really, they're not that bad. They were for a while. They look pretty bad, but I really like to get a pedicure. All right, so this is all covered, and now I'm going to scrape off the excess. Oops, missed a little spot there. And go put it right back into the jar. It's very therapeutic. It's very relaxing to do this. Scoop it back up, put it in the jar. I've had this color for, I don't know, maybe a year and a half. I think it might have come out last summer, so maybe a year. And it's a really pretty blue. I'm really being careful to scrape as much off as I can because I'm going to use the rest of the transfer as soon as I'm done with this. And you will see why. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pour up my jar. You're going next week. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. I cannot wait. All right, here we go. Dang, no bleeds. Good job. Okay, so we've got our phrase on there and it looks really nice. So the next thing that I'm going to add to this are the pieces for the anchors. I'm going to chalk these too, but you guys know I've been a little bit obsessed with my scroll saw lately, so I'm going to add a 3D look to this. What do you think? I love it. I think it's so cute. So what I'm going to do is I am going to chalk the anchors in white, and let's see if I can do this. I'm going to move my board to the side so it's not in the way and let that dry for a few minutes while we're working. And we'll do the rest of the anchors. Sit, stay. Feels like I'm talking to my dog here. All right, we'll start with the top. If you are interested in getting an anchor of your own, please let me know. I do want to point out, though, that I am not perfect with my scroll saw. My circle is not perfect by any means. Here, I'll even zoom in so you can see it a little better. It is not perfect by any means, but it's fine. I like it. So I'm going to turn this upside down this way. This might be a little bit easier to work with on this end. And try to, I wonder if this would be easier to do that way. I could lay the transfer down and then slide. I can do this. I got this. That looks pretty good. Let me just feel around the edges. Yeah, I'm not quite centered on that O. The O. It's not an O. The ring. And now I'm really off. I'm going to try doing something a little different here. Let's try it this way. I'll lay that down and I'm going to put this on top. See how that works. Sticky, sticky. All right, so the best way to figure out if you're in the right spot when you're doing something like this, and I can already see that I'm not, is hold it up to the window or a light to see where you're landing. Still not right. I guess it was easier to do it the other way. Yeah. The beauty of it is its imperfections. I like that. I do. All right, let's see what we can do here. I don't know if it's wonky because I cut it wonky or because it's just wonky. That's good. That looks pretty good. All right, I'm just gonna, I got some air bubbles in here. I'm gonna pull this back up and lay it back down again and rub it down nice and tight. There we go. That's better. Okay, let me move my camera just a smidge because it's attached to the table right now. And I'm going to be using the bright white chalk paste to do the anchor. Oh, excuse me. My gosh, are you guys suffering from allergies right now? I'm like so stuffy. All right, grabbing my white paste and just smooth this along the design. So this is a silk screen and the chalk paste goes straight through the screen onto your surface. And using a silk screen rather than a stencil gives you a lot more detail. There's actually little like scratch marks in this design and it's made to look rustic. That's kind of the thing right now, right? Okay, all the excess comes off. And back in the jar. We'll see if we can lift this off here. All right. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that looks cool. Okay, there we go. That's what I was hoping it looked like. All right, it's always the luck of the draw with this sort of thing. So I'll put that just to the side. Good morning, Cherie. Welcome, welcome. And we'll start working on the bottom of the anchor. So you guys can see I have blue paste from the first part that I did on the transfer all over my table. Not a big deal because it's water soluble. It'll come right off. Let's see if I can get this on here well. Actually, not quite. Should at least try to get the points in the right spot, right? A little bit to the left. I think I got it. All right. Why was the larger piece easier than the smaller piece? Good morning, Karen. Welcome, welcome. We are just finishing up with the 3D portion of our project today. And that looks pretty good. I got a little bit of blue on my transfer. Hopefully the white will cover it though. All right, that is nicely rubbed down. There. Always changing my angles. And we're gonna scoop out some of that white and spread it all over the screen like we did before. Getting all of the open areas covered. Pretty good. If you guys are just popping in, be sure to hit that SHARE tab for me. And you can sprinkle the Chalk Couture love. And I appreciate you helping me do that. Okay. If you guys have any questions while I'm working, please ask. I do have a computer sitting on my table that I can see your questions. Scooping off the excess back into the jar. You want to have a nice thin coat if you possibly can. Leave it as thin as you can. You should be able to see your design right through the paste, right onto that transfer. Looks pretty good. And if you have lines, if you can smooth those out, that's the best thing to do. All right, here we go. Let's see how this one looks. Find a little place where I can grab the anchor. Yeah, I love it. All right. Ooh, I cannot wait to put this all together. Ah! All right. Remember when I said sometimes you mess up? I just messed up. Look what I did. When I wasn't looking, the transfer touched the top part of this. So I'm going to wash this off and move this way out of the way. I'm going to put this way over here, I believe, so that doesn't happen again. But I'm going to clean this off. And maybe I'll just do this part again. That'll be all right. And I'm just using a baby wipe here. You can use just regular water or a disinfectant wipe, whatever you got will work. Let me see. I just might wash the whole, I'm going to wash the whole thing off. No big deal. Best laid plans, right? It's okay. It's all fixable. All right. That was one of those dumb things that shouldn't have happened, but it did, and it's okay because we can always fix it. So even if this had been on there for a year or more, you can always spray it with water and clean it off as easily as I just did. All right, one more wipe. And we'll start over. It shouldn't take long though, right? And we'll put this whole project together. I cannot wait to see it all done. I'm just making sure this is nice and dry. So if you guys like this project, everything is available on my website. I may have a couple of the anchor transfers in stock. If you are local and would like a porch pickup, we could do that. If you would like some anchors, let me know and I can cut some for you over the weekend. Did you know that this weekend is Father's Day? I don't know how that got by me. I was kind of surprised when somebody mentioned it to me the other day. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, let's try not to let that happen again. What kind of wood did I use for the anchor? It is, I buy sheets of chalkboard at your local hardware store and cut it on my scroll saw. Who knew you could buy sheets of chalkboards? Oh. Why is this one harder to get on than the other one? That is the question. All right. It should be easier. It's smaller. Feels pretty good. So yeah, if you have a scroll saw, they're kind of like sewing machines gone wild. I also use on some of my other projects, you may have seen me use a thin wood, kind of like this without the chalkboard. It's called MDF, and it cuts pretty easily. I'm not 100% confident when I'm using the scroll saw. It's kind of like a sewing machine gone wild, quite honestly. I'm going to try it this way. I'm going to hold this up to the light off to the side and see if I can find the right spot for it easier that way. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Gosh. I think because it's round, it makes it a little harder. All right, just going to scooch it up a little. I think I got it. I need to move it down just a smidge. All right, I'm almost there, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Okay. That feels pretty good. All right, you ready? Go do it again. We got this, I think. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay. All right, here goes nothing. Grabbing that paste again and smoothing it over the whole design. Need Just slow down on my Chalk Couture spending. Oh my gosh. I love that you posted that picture in on my Facebook group the other day, Cindy. That makes me happy when I see the stuff that you've done. And that was a really cool project. She did a little, looks like a white enamelware carrier. Adorable. Adorable. All right, here we go. It wasn't quite straight. That's okay. I can fix it again later if I decide to. But let's put this all together. I'm going to hit this with the heat tool for just a sec. I am definitely going to redo this. It's a little bit wonky, but I can even do that when it's attached to the board, so no big deal. So not only can you do this on this wood palette board, you can also use any of our chalkboard surfaces or found surfaces that you might have already. Doesn't have to be on a wood board at all. I make all this up as I go, you know. Every day is the same for sure, lately. Hi Celine, I didn't see you come in here. Welcome, welcome. There we go. I have a love-hate relationship with how fast our chalk dries. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's a hindrance. So here's the surface that we did earlier, and we've got our words on there. Let me back my camera back up so you can see all of it, or at least as much as I can. And this will go down here, and this will go up top. Da, da, da. Yeah, I did that a little bit wonky. I'm gonna have to fix that. But I will fix it, and I will take pictures and show you it all done. So there it will be. I'm gonna glue this down. I think I might hold off on that top part. But if while you were watching, you thought you watched me and you said, oh my gosh, if that girl can do this, I can do this. Let me know, because I would love to add you to my designer team. We have so much fun together. We have a conference every summer, and this summer it was supposed to be in Orlando. However, it was canceled due to the darn COVID. And we are going to be doing it via live broadcast on Facebook. So that's going to be so much fun. We do have a great time when we get together, but this year it's just not going to work for us, but we're making the most out of it. So I'm not going to touch this one right now, but you can see how it's going to look all done. And I really hope that you enjoyed this project. I will be coming live tomorrow morning at 10. I'm trying to remember what my project is. Oh, it's the Kickstart project that's available on my website this month while supplies last. So you're going to want to watch that. It's really, really pretty. And you can do it just as it looks on the transfer. But of course, we are going to change it up just a little bit. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed this project. I will fix that and take some pictures to send you. And yeah, I think this is a really fun project. Might even end up being a Father's Day gift. What do you think? All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for hitting that sprinkle button. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 10. Let me just pop my website up here if you are interested in this transfer or the surface or the paste. That is the place to go. Chalkcouture.com/Susan. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Have a great day. Bye-bye.